Rats are so disgusting. I mean, just the nastiest creatures. They poop like every 10 crawls. I'm trying to get outside. They poop like every 10 crawls. They urinate everywhere because they like to mark their territory. Yeah, they're pretty disgusting. So I am going to show you guys how I keep them out of my van. It's really easy. So the trick to keeping them out of your vehicle is mothballs and peppermint oil. I've been doing this for the last 2 years that I have not had one mice in my van. Most of you have found my channel through my cooking videos, so you know that I cook in this van. I cook almost every single day, so there's always smells of food in my van. I have not had one mice in my van because I'm very consistent with putting out the mothballs and the peppermint oil. I'm going to show you how I set everything up whenever I arrive to my campsite. One of my worst fears as a homeowner was getting termites. Now that my home is on wheels, my worst fear is getting rats. Ugh. I've counted with friends that had over a dozen in their van. It's quite a bit. And I see it all the time on YouTube. People that have mice in their van, so I'm very fortunate that I have not had one. I don't have any kids, I don't have any pets, so I don't have any food, so there's no food that has been left out or anything like that. I always bleach and sanitize my surface every day, several times a day, so there's no odors that are in my van for them to even want to get in and make a home here, unless they're trying to get in while I'm cooking. So I use mothballs to keep mice out of my van. I have these bags here that I get from the Dollar Tree. They're only $1. You can also buy a pack from Walmart. I think they cost around $3. They have a little bit more in it, but the individual packs, I like those. I can just pick them up from the Dollar Tree for just $1. Store my mothballs in this plastic container. If you guys have been around mothballs, you know that they have a very strong odor, so I keep them in the plastic container so I don't smell them inside of my van whenever I'm driving around. I also have peppermint oil that I use. There went half of my good 100% peppermint oil. This one here is 100% peppermint oil. I accidentally ordered the wrong one. This is massaging oil, so I mixed them together on the cotton ball before I placed them strategically around my van. They both work. You know, some people use peppermint extract as well to mix with the 100% peppermint oils. And this, I want to say, this oil isn't cheap, so I just hate that I broke the cap off of it. I lost maybe about an ounce of oil, which only 4 ounces come in this bottle, so it happens. And peppermint oil is not only good for keeping the mice out of your van, they're also good if you have an upset stomach or if you're feeling nauseated. I go well watching a lot. I put peppermint oil underneath my nose and it helps with the nausea whenever I'm on the boat, so I don't have to worry about getting seasick or anything like that. It only takes me about 5 to 10 minutes to put everything together and put it around the van. So it's a really quick and easy process. So when I pull up at a campsite, I hook up as normal my electrical water hose, and then I go ahead and put out my rat deterrent, and it works. I haven't had one rat or mice in my van, so give it a try, and also share in the comment what you guys try as well. I have these little mesh bags here. I got these off of Amazon. They're a little jewelry bag. The ones that have the string on it, I will show you where those go, but we're going to start with the ones that I put around the tires first. So I'm going to move this out of the way for now. All I do here is just take out one of these bags, and so you can see that it already has some mothballs in it from when I used it last. So just open it up like so, tear open one of these packs, and if it doesn't rain, then these mothballs last about a week, and they do melt if it's really hot outside. But the tires normally shade mothballs, so I don't have to worry about that. So that's it. I just put about 10 mothballs in each bag. And I place 2 around my tires. I put one at the front of the tires, and then I place one at the back of the tires. That's a little more than 10. I put too many in there. Too many. And you may be able to find, I know they sell these mothballs at Walmart, so you can get a bigger pack of mothballs if you're wanting to. I think there's 2 in a pack. So for those of you that live in a motorhome or trailer, how do you keep mice out of your home? Comment below. Guys, you'll hear some noise in the background. I am dry camping with about 100 people. So you're gonna hear quite a bit of noise. And it sounds like somebody's doing some construction work. So I hear lots of noise. All right, so I have my mothball bags filled. I'm going to go ahead and place those around the tires. The ones that have the long string on it, I will show you where those go. But I want to show you first how I place these around the tire, which is really easy. Like I said, the process takes about 5 to 10 minutes, if that, and it's worth it because it keeps the mice and rats out of your van. As I mentioned before, they carry so many diseases, and then they pee everywhere. They poop every 10 crawls, and I've been very fortunate that I have not had one in my van, but I've been very consistent the last 2 years that I've been traveling full time, putting the mothballs out, and it has kept them out of the van. So after I place the mothballs around the tires, I like to place them underneath the hood as well to make sure that no mice get up in this area and eat up my wires or build a nest. So for this mesh bag here, all I do is just fold it up and I just lay it up there. So if they do happen to get in here, they'll smell this mothballs and find somewhere else to lay their nest or somebody else's wires to chew up. So for these here, the ones that I have on the string, I place them on the string, put these on the string so that I can lower them down underneath my hood. By me having these mothballs on a string this is about 2.5 to 3 feet, they can smell it instead of them crawling up in underneath the hood and smelling it. They can smell it before they even get that far. So I use this as a deterrent as well to keep them from crawling underneath my hood and causing damage to my wires or anything like that. So all I do is just find a spot to attach them to. I hook it here and just drape it down. I make sure that it doesn't sit on top of my engine, but just tie it loose, want to tie it into a knot. So maybe just like a little small bow or something. Because again, this isn't a permanent situation. All right, so I have it attached. And all I'm gonna do is just lower it down like so. And then, so that's in the middle. I'm gonna put one on the left side here and then one on the right side. Okay, so I got that one in place. And let's see where I want to place this one. Aha, I see a spot. Okay, so I'm going to use this here to attach it to. I get my fingers back there. They gotten cold. It's pretty chilly out here. My hands are very cold. So I have them all in place. Tied them here. Like I said, this one is laying up here. I was just thinking about that. I may lay another one right here, just to be on the safe side. It's kind of dark, so you may not be able to see it. You see it's on the string. And that one's hard to see. Let's see if I can show you this one. Aha, there's the other one. So you see how it hangs low? Just in case one get up in there. Because you know the bottom is open. And so here's the other one. So I just tied it on loosely. And can you see it? There we have it. So guys, you see the ground? This is why people get mice and rodents up in their engine, because it's just open. And there are some spots back there. Like I said, you can see underneath the van. You can see the rocks. There's nothing I can do about that. I hope that nothing gets in. I haven't had any issues. Yeah. So if you're worried about forgetting that these are underneath your hood, put a Post-it note or something on your dashboard so that you remember whenever you go to start your motorhome that you do have mothballs underneath your hood. I have never forgotten. I've been doing this for over 2 years now. I used to buy those mothball packs from Walmart that came in the mesh bag, and I placed them, let me show you, placed them right here on this area. And I accidentally got it snagged on something, and mothballs went rolling all through this compartment here, and I couldn't reach them. And when I was driving down the street and the motor heat up, it was a horrible smell, let me just tell you. So yeah, pretty smelly. You don't want to smell it. And when it gets hot, sometimes I can smell these mothballs in the back of the van. I keep them in my cubby holes underneath the bed. That cubby hole sits on a wheel well, so it gets pretty hot back there, and sometimes I do smell them. And I'm out here camping on in the desert, and I made sure that I chose a spot that's not close to any trees or bushes, any grassy areas, because that's where they like to hang out. But it works. I haven't had any issues. I'm trying to think what else. I also have mouse traps strategically placed throughout my van, just in case they do get in. They can't get to my food because I have traps in place to prevent them from getting to it. I can't show you that because it's too hard to get to. I have to move a lot of stuff to get to it, but they're in place. They've been in place for over 2 years, and like I said, I haven't had any issues, anything like that, so it works. All right, so let me show you my trash. So I have this collapsible trash can that I keep outside of the van. If you guys follow my channel, you know for the most part I stay inside of campgrounds. I don't have a trash can because I take my trash out every day, but I am dry camping for the week, so I have this collapsible trash can that I like to use. I have a rock in the bottom of it because it's windy and I don't want it to blow away. And this definitely comes in handy if you're not wanting to keep trash inside of your motorhome. I don't have a tow car, so I can't just drive to a dumpster. So this works great. I've had it for a couple years, so it lasts. I haven't had any animals to get into it. I've camped in the forest, I've camped in the desert. I haven't had any issues with rodents getting inside of it. I do keep it at least 6 feet away from my van because I don't want them crawling on top of this and getting to the van. So I definitely keep it at least 6 feet away from my van. And anything that I have outside, like my table, I keep it away from the van. You just don't want any rodents or animals crawling up on it, getting access to your van. But yeah, so this here is very convenient. There is a link in the description box below if you're out camping and you're looking for a collapsible trash can. Like I said, I've had this for a couple of years. It's held up well, and it's great because I don't have to keep that smelly trash inside of my van. Yep, that's it. You just unhook the sides, put my brick back in there because I don't want anything to blow over. And then there's my trash. And it has a zip closure, and like I said, I use it every time I dry camp. I haven't had any animals to tear it open or anything like that. It is smell proof, so they can't smell anything that is on the inside of this trash can. So yeah, that's it. That's my trash can. Let's go on the inside of the van and I'll show you guys how I place my peppermint oil on the inside. I do not place mothballs on the inside of my van. I do not want it smelling like Granny's house, so I use peppermint oil. I'm using 100% essential oil, and then I also have this peppermint massaging oil. I ordered the wrong thing off of Amazon, so I'm going to use both of it because there's no reason to toss it out. I did notice on this essential oil that the scent doesn't last as long as it does with the 100% peppermint oil, and that is because it's diluted. It's not the 100% grade. I normally use cotton balls, but I am out. I checked with all of my neighbors. No one had cotton balls, but everyone had cotton pads. So I'm going to use cotton pads. So all I do here, I'm going to use this diluted version first to get it all nice and wet because I have so much of it. This is a 16-ounce bottle, so I'm going to start with that. The smell, it smells just like the 100%, but there's a difference. You can tell it's more for massaging the body. Yeah. Okay, so all I'm doing is just getting the cotton balls all nice and wet. Ugh, I love the smell of peppermint. Love it. And then I'm just going to go in with the 100% peppermint oil because the smell is more potent. It is really strong, very strong. So I'm just going to place that in it. Normally I put about 5 cotton balls inside of these bags here, but I got to work with what I have. So here we go. We're just going to wet it like so. And you can see it already soaked through. So I'm going to add a little bit of oil on this side as well. And this is really strong, almost too strong that it's starting to burn my eyes, but you got to do what you got to do, right? Okay. All right, so I have that all nice and wet. And let me do this other one, and then I'll show you where I place them. Also, on the inside of my van, I have mouse traps, and I have them strategically placed throughout the van where I think they may crawl. So I have those placed throughout the van. I can't show you where they are because they're in tight spaces. I have about 10 of them just in case a mice does get in. Those traps are already set, and you can stop them in their tracks. So I think I have enough oil on here. So I'm just going to place it in like so. And then I'm going to clean my hands with this oil. Oh, I love the smell of peppermint. So that's it. So I have my little mesh bags here. All I do is I stick them. For the driver's side of the van, I just place one of these under my brake pedal like so. And do you guys see this little opening here? I have one on the driver's side as well as the passenger side. So that's all I do is stick it in there like so. And then I add this one to the passenger side. And that's it. Okay guys, so that's it. I hope the information was helpful. Like I mentioned before, I've never had a mice or rat in my van. I've been out here for 2 years now. Woohoo! Yeah, so I've been on the road for 2 years and I have not had a mice in the van. As mentioned before, most of you probably found my channel through my cooking videos, so you know that I am always cooking in this van. I make sure that I air out my van, so I open up the windows, I open up my sliding door to get all of those smells out, and then every night I bleach down my countertops so there's no odors, no smells. I sweep the floor. I don't have any pets, so there's no food bowls left out. I don't have any kids, so there's no crumbs around the place. So that helps out too. Give it a try. Let me know how it works for you, for those of you that are in a trailer or motorhome. As you see, it's starting to rain, and so I'm going to end the video here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching my videos. I appreciate your support. I have some more videos coming for you. I'm out with friends, so I'm going to try to work as much as I can. All right, I'm just rambling on. As always, thank you so much for watching my videos. I appreciate your support. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.